Hey everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm doing this on a Sunday. I know, not my normal day of the week, but my good friend, who is a faithful 5-minute devotional watcher, she said to me today, "You didn't do a devotional last week." And I did write one, I just didn't get a chance to do it. I'm finishing off my new kitchen table, and it's kind of been stressing me out a little bit. But nonetheless, here we go. So this topic this week actually came out of a conversation with my 7-year-old last week. He came up to me and he said, "Mom, I just don't feel like when I pray, God hears me and that he doesn't answer me. I feel like I talk to him all the time and he doesn't answer me." And I was like, "Well, buddy, okay. I understand sometimes things feel like that, but just because we feel something doesn't mean it's true." And so I took him to the Bible, and like you should, all questions when it comes to things about God, we should go back to the Word. And so I talked to him about how we can't be moved by our feelings. So our text today is Mark 11:23 through 25. And I'm going to read it to you here. It says, "Truly I tell you, whoever says to this mountain, 'Be lifted up and thrown into the sea,' and does not doubt at all in his heart, but believes that what he says will take place, it will be done for him. For this reason I am telling you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe, trust, and be confident that it is granted to you and you will get it." It doesn't say hope. It doesn't say wish. It says believe and be confident. Trust and be confident that God is going to grant your request. And verse 25 says, "And whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him and let it drop. Leave it, let it go, in order that your Father who is in heaven may also forgive you your own failings, shortcomings, and let them drop." And I always have to go through verse 25, right? Because you can say, well, God said this in Mark 11:23 and 24. But you have to remember that you got to get to verse 25 too, right? Keep it in context and go all the way, because we are supposed to forgive others, especially if we're believing God for something, because when we're not walking in love towards others, that doesn't allow our faith to work, because scripture tells us that faith works by love. So if we want things to work in our lives, our prayers to be answered, we have to forgive and walk in love with others. So when you see in scripture that God is saying you need to believe, trust, and be confident. Now, if you are trusting and confident, you're not worrying. Right? You're not afraid. You're not fretting about a situation. You're at peace and at rest. So, that doesn't mean to say that you're not going to be tempted to worry about a situation. But when scripture tells us to bring every thought into the captivity and obedience of Christ, that means every thought, every single thing that comes up in your mind that is against what you're believing God for, you got to cast that down. You can't be led by your feelings. Just because you don't feel like God heard you, feeling has nothing to do with it. What you believe has everything to do with it. So I just encouraged him. I was like, "Bud, just because you don't feel like God heard you, we have to trust and believe that he hears us and that he answers our requests." One of the biggest things, the most immediate things for our children, when we lose things, we command our angels to go find them and bring them back, and they come back. Every time we do that and we agree about something, we find whatever it is that we lost. And, so I had to bring him into remembrance of some things. And you need to bring yourself into remembrance of things that God has done for you in the past. It doesn't matter what your circumstance looks like today. The same God that answered you before and got you through before is going to get you through again. He is the same God. He doesn't change. And he is not a respecter of persons. What he did for somebody else, he'll do for you too. But you just have to trust and believe. So today, I'm going to encourage you to do 3 things this week. I want you to trust God. I want you to believe that what his word says is true and it applies to you. And I want you to forgive others. So be blessed, and we'll see you next week.